Hello, my dear angling friends, and welcome back to the channel. It's your fishing buddy here, ready to dive deep into what the water holds for us on a rather intriguing day, Saturday, the 31st of January 2026. Now, many of you might think late January is a time to pack away the gear, but I'm here to tell you that this day could hold some genuine surprises, thanks to a mix of milder temperatures and a powerful moon. Don't go anywhere, because we're about to uncover why this particular winter's day might just be more active than you think, and how to make the most of it. First, let's talk about our top targets for this day, focusing on the amazing sea fishing opportunities the United Kingdom offers in winter. For my sea fishing friends, cod will be a prime target. Look for them in deeper offshore marks, around wrecks and over rough ground where they seek both shelter and food. If you're tackling the shore, focus on estuaries with deeper channels or any areas with good structure and tidal flows, especially during the push and the first few hours of the ebb tide. Historically, the northern parts of Britain are synonymous with excellent winter cod fishing. On what to catch, the go-to baits are fresh lugworm and squid cocktails. Combine them for maximum scent and visual appeal. Don't overlook a juicy peeler crab if you can find some, as they're a top cod catcher. I'd recommend a strong beach caster or a sturdy boat rod with a running legger rig using a pyramid or grip lead to hold your bait firmly on the bottom against any current. Remember, presentation is key. Keep that bait visible and scent releasing right where the cod are feeding. Next up, we have flounder and dab. These hardy bottom dwellers will still be active and can offer consistent sport, particularly in estuaries, sandy bays and harbours. They love areas where the tide brings in food and where there's a mix of sand and mud. Look for them over clean ground, near mussel beds, or at the edges of deeper channels within estuaries. On what to catch, small worm baits like lugworm or ragworm, presented on a 2 or 3 hook flapper rig, are excellent. My little trick is to add a small sliver of mackerel to the worm for extra scent and visual attraction. Use light ledgering gear, as their bite can be surprisingly delicate. A slow, steady retrieve or a static bait presented directly on the bottom can both be effective. Try adding a small, brightly colored bead or two above your hook to really grab their attention in the murky winter water. Now let's break down the conditions that will shape our fishing day, explaining exactly why they matter. Weather conditions. Air temperatures will be quite mild for late January. Across much of England, expect around 5 degrees Celsius in the morning, rising to a pleasant 9 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. However, for our friends in northern areas like Dumfries and Galloway, it will be a bit cooler, between 1 and 3 degrees Celsius. This mildness for midwinter can be a real game changer, often perking up fish activity more than a sharp freeze. Precipitation. Light rain is forecast for parts of the United Kingdom. England could see around 0.6 millimeters of precipitation, and in Dumfries and Galloway, there's about a 35% chance of light rain. A gentle drizzle can often stimulate feeding as it stirs up the water and washes extra food into the system. However, heavy, persistent rain can sometimes discolor the water too much, making it harder for fish to locate your bait. Wind. We're looking at a southeast wind with a maximum strength of 4 Beaufort in England. In London, winds are expected to be between 2 and 8 miles per hour, though gusts could reach up to 25 miles per hour. While an easterly component can sometimes bring a chill, the overall mild air temperature should counteract it, making conditions feel less harsh. Wind can create a good chop on the water, which often encourages predators to feed. Atmospheric pressure. While I don't have an exact pressure reading for the day, the general forecast for January 2026 indicated unsettled Atlantic systems. This suggests fluctuating or lower pressure. From my experience, fish often become more active just before a pressure drop or during a stable period of low pressure. A rapid change, however, can make them moody, so keep an eye on how they're reacting. Water temperature. River water temperatures, such as the River Thames, typically average around 1.7 degrees Celsius, 35 degrees Fahrenheit, in January. Sea temperatures will be slightly warmer, ranging from about 7.9 to 11.4 degrees Celsius, with an average of around 9.6 degrees Celsius across the British Isles. These are cold temperatures, meaning fish metabolism is slower and they are conserving energy. Therefore, slower presentations and strong scent trails are vital to entice a bite. Moon phase. Here's an exciting detail, friends. On the 31st of January 2026, we are right on the cusp of a full moon. While some calendars mark the full moon on February 1st, on this particular Saturday, the moon will be a prominent waxing gibbous between 97 and 99% illuminated. Many anglers, myself included, believe that the periods around a full moon can significantly stimulate fish activity, especially for nocturnal feeders or larger predators. It's a time when many fish feel more confident to move and feed, so don't be surprised if those bigger specimens are out and about. Overall, fish activity. Given the milder air temperatures, the light rain, and the powerful, almost full moon, I'd say the overall fishing activity for January 31st will be capricious but with pockets of good opportunity. It won't be a frantic bite all day, but those who put in the effort adapt their tactics to the conditions and are patient will likely be rewarded. Predatory and bottom-feeding sea species should be more willing to feed than on a typical freezing January day. The conditions are certainly not indicative of absent fish, quite the opposite, but they might be finicky, requiring that extra bit of angler skill and perseverance. So, there you have it, fellow anglers. The 31st of January 2026 is shaping up to be a day of subtle opportunity. The mild weather, coupled with that near full moon, means you shouldn't write off your chances. Be smart, be patient, and remember those deeper channels and rough ground for cod, and the estuaries and sandy areas for flounder and dab. I wish you all nothing but the best out there. Truly, nipped tails and scales. If you found this forecast helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. And tell me in the comments below, what are your go-to winter baits and what species are you hoping to catch this weekend? Share your wisdom and let's keep this awesome community growing. Tight lines, everyone!